The reti is a less common but flexible opening that controls the center with the knight before committing a pawn. Nf6 develops the knight toward the center and controls the d5 and e4 squares. c4 controls the important d5 square. The bishop is ready to be developed to an active square. And c3 develops the knight toward the center and controls the d5 and e4 squares. This threatens to win a pawn. This defends the attacked pawn. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. This creates a threat to win a pawn. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Recaptures. The bishop is ready to be developed to an active square. It is the last book move. This kicks an opposing queen. It is best. This move puts the queen on a safer square. This threatens to kick a knight. It is best. Only one move worked there, and this wasn't it? It is a mistake. This prepares the bishop for development. It is excellent. This fianchettos the bishop by placing it on a powerful diagonal. It is excellent. Right on target. It is best. This strikes at the center, countering the opponent's ability to grab space. It is good. That pawn was free for the taking. It is best. Castling gets the king to a safer square, out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. Castling kingside tends to be safer because the king is further from the center. It is good. This misses an opportunity to kick a knight. This permits the opponent to kick a knight. It is an inaccuracy. This ignores an opportunity to kick a knight. This allows the opponent to kick a knight. It is an inaccuracy. The opposing knight is kicked by a pawn, and must now move or be captured. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This moves the knight to safety. It is best. Castling gets the king to a safer square, out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. Castling to the same side of the board as the opponent avoids some of the attacking associated with opposite side castling. This threatens to pin a knight. It is best. This threatens to create an X-ray attack through two pieces. This allows the opponent to win a tempo by threatening a queen. It is a mistake. This wins a tempo by threatening a queen and forcing it to move away. It is best. This blocks the attack on a queen that could have been captured. It is best. This exposes an attack, threatening a rook. This threatens to win a knight. It is best. This wins time by threatening a queen and forcing it to move away. It is best. This moves the queen to safety. It is best. This loses material. This allows the opponent to reveal an attack on a knight. It is an inaccuracy. This exposes an attack, threatening a knight. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. Very precise. It is best. Capturing that queen wins material. It is best. Takes back. It is best. That knight was free for the taking. It is best. This threatens to win a rook. It is excellent. This misses an opportunity to win a knight. This allows the opponent to pin a bishop. It is an inaccuracy. This pins a bishop, which restricts its mobility. It is best. This steps away from the checking rook. It is forced. This ignores a better way to move a bishop to safety. It is an inaccuracy. There was only one good move there. This misses an opportunity to threaten winning a pawn. It is a mistake. That's what I would have recommended. It is best. This evades the check from the bishop. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. This doubles the rooks onto a single file, which allows them to team up to create threats. This threatens to win a rook. It is best. This moves the bishop to a more active square, making it gain scope. This prevents the opponent from being able to win a rook. It is best. This is the strongest option. It is best. White had an advantage, but now the game is close to equal. It is an inaccuracy. This threatens to kick a bishop. There was only one good move in that position. It is a mistake. This is the only move that works. This was a game-changing move, giving white a winning position. This prevents the opponent from being able to kick a bishop. It is a great move. This threatens to win a bishop. It is good. This is the only good move. It is best. The opposing bishop is kicked by a pawn, and must now move or be captured. It is best. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. It is best. One of the best moves. It is excellent. This loses a queen. It is a mistake. This wins a queen. It is best. This overlooks a better way to evade the check from the opposing bishop. It is an inaccuracy. Right on target. It is best. This blocks the check from an opposing rook. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. This permits the opponent to reveal an attack on a rook. It is an inaccuracy. This reveals an attack on a rook. This is the only good move. It is a great move. That was a free rook. It is excellent. This forks pieces by creating a simultaneous attack. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. This evades the check from the queen. It is best. This is the only good move. It is best. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. It is best. That's a sensible reply. It is excellent. This ignores an opportunity to double rooks on a single file. This allows the opponent to capture the checking rook. It is an inaccuracy. Recaptures. It is best. This takes an outpost, an active square where the bishop cannot be kicked out by a pawn. It is good. This move puts the queen on a safer square. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. It is good. This overlooks an opportunity to offer an equal trade of pieces. This is the start of the endgame and white is winning. It is an inaccuracy. Very precise. It is best. This threatens to create a passed pawn. It is a mistake. This allows the opponent to create a passed pawn. It is a mistake. This makes a passed pawn, meaning no opposing pawn can challenge it on its way to promotion. This is the only good move. It is a great move. Takes back. It is best. Recaptures. It is best. That pawn was free for the taking. It is excellent. That's what I would have recommended. It is best. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. It is best. This threatens to add pressure on a pinned bishop. It is excellent. This threatens to push a passed pawn towards promotion. It is best. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. This prevents the opponent from being able to push a passed pawn towards promotion. It is best. A very strong play. It is excellent. This steps away from the checking rook. It is excellent. This is the strongest option. It is best. This ignores a better way to evade the check from the opposing rook. This permits the opponent to push a passed pawn towards promotion. It is an inaccuracy. This ignores an opportunity to push a passed pawn towards promotion. It is a mistake. This evades the check from the rook. It is good. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. This threatens to push a passed pawn towards promotion. It is good. This pushes a passed pawn. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. Right on target. It is best. This steps away from the checking rook. It is best. This puts the rook behind an opposing passed pawn, which helps counter the pawn's push to promotion. It is best. This defends the attacked pawn. It is excellent. This pushes a passed pawn. This threatens to push a passed pawn towards promotion. It is best. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. This is the only good move. This threatens to play checkmate. This stops the opponent from being able to push a passed pawn towards promotion. It is a great move. This threatens to push a passed pawn towards promotion. This stops the opponent from being able to play checkmate. It is best. This is the only move that works. This prevents the opponent from being able to push a passed pawn towards promotion. It is a great move. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. It is best. This defends the attacked pawn. It is best. This evades the check from the queen. It is best. This is a fair move. It is good. The opposing queen is kicked by a pawn, and must now move or be captured. It is best. This misses an opportunity to threaten winning a bishop. It is an inaccuracy. This activates the king in the endgame by getting it off of the back rank. This threatens to push a passed pawn towards promotion. It is good. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. It is good. Very precise. It is best. This is the only good move. It is a great move. The pawn is now passed because it can no longer be challenged by opposing pawns as it tries to promote. It is good. This moves the queen to safety. It is best. A solid choice. It is excellent. This promotes a pawn to a queen. This threatens to force eventual checkmate. It is excellent. This stops the opponent from being able to win a bishop. It is best. Takes back. It is best. This pushes a passed pawn. It is excellent. One of the best moves. It is excellent. That's a sensible reply. It is excellent. That's what I would have recommended. It is best. A very strong play. It is excellent. This misses a better way to evade the check from the opposing rook. It is an inaccuracy. That's fine. It is good. A solid choice. It is excellent. This steps away from the checking queen. It is best. This is the strongest option. It is best. One of the best moves. It is excellent. This threatens to fork pieces. It is excellent. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. It is best. Right on target. It is best. This evades the check from the queen. It is best. That's a sensible reply. It is excellent. A very strong play. It is excellent. This evades the check from the rook. It is excellent. Very precise. It is best. This evades the check from the rook. It is excellent. That's what I would have recommended. It is best. This is the strongest option. It is best. This overlooks an opportunity to defend a pawn that was under attack. It is an inaccuracy. This forks multiple pieces. It is good. This reveals an attack on a queen. It is best. That was a free pawn. It is good. This is a fair move. It is good. White still has an advantage, but they no longer have a winning position. It is an inaccuracy. This ignores a better way to evade the check from the opposing queen. It is a mistake. White still has the better position, but they lost their winning advantage. It is a miss. This evades the check from the queen. It is best. A solid choice. It is excellent. This misses a better way to evade the check from the opposing queen. It is a mistake. White still has an advantage, but they no longer have a winning position. It is an inaccuracy. Right on target. It is best. This is not the right idea. It is an inaccuracy. This overlooks a better way to evade the check from the opposing queen. It is an inaccuracy. This threatens to fork pieces. It is best. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This stops the opponent from being able to fork pieces. It is best. Very precise. It is best. This steps away from the checking queen. It is best. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. That's what I would have recommended. It is best. Only one move worked there, and this wasn't it? This overlooks a better way to evade the check from the opposing rook. It is a mistake. There was only one good move there. It is a miss. This is the only good move. This took advantage of a mistake and white now has a winning advantage. It is a great move. This exposes an attack, threatening a queen. It is best. This overlooks an opportunity to threaten winning a pawn. It is a mistake. Equality is within reach, but this move doesn't get there. There was only one good move in that position. It is a miss. This was a game-changing move, giving white a winning position. It is a great move. This is the strongest option. It is best. This evades the check from the rook. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This move puts the rook on a safer square. It is excellent. Right on target. It is best. This moves the rook to safety. It is best. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. Very precise. It is best. One of the best moves. It is excellent. That's what I would have recommended. It is best. This evades the check from the rook. It is excellent. This is the strongest option. It is best. This ignores a better way to evade the check from the opposing rook. It is a mistake. This misses a much better move. It is a mistake. This steps away from the checking rook. It is excellent. This defends the attacked pawn. It is excellent. Right on target. It is best. This moves the rook to safety. It is excellent. This threatens to force eventual checkmate. It is best. This moves the rook to safety. It is excellent. This is the way to win a pawn. It is good. This steps away from the checking queen. It is good. That pawn was free for the taking. It is best. Very precise. It is best. This evades the check from the rook. It is best. That's a sensible reply. It is excellent. That's what I would have recommended. It is best. This steps away from the checking queen. It is good. This is the strongest option. It is best. Right on target. It is best. This continues the checkmate threat. It is best. This evades the check from the queen. It is best. This continues down the road to checkmate. It is best. This steps away from the checking queen. It is best. This continues the checkmate threat. It is best. Very precise. It is best. This leads to checkmate, but there was a faster route. It is excellent. This steps away from the checking queen. It is excellent. This continues the checkmate threat. It is best. This evades the check from the queen. It is forced. This continues down the road to checkmate. It is best. A very strong play. It is excellent. This continues the checkmate threat. It is best. Intense. That was a serious game. That game was pretty competitive. White played a bit better than black in the opening. White was a cut above black in the middle game. The players battled pretty evenly in the end game.